In this video, let's review some of the different settings that you can control here within Trimble Connect for Desktop. The very first thing that I want to show you is how to use your 3D view as the thumbnail for your project. So here I've created a saved view called main view. I can right click on it and say set as project image. Now when I go to the data tab, you can see that that is the main preview image for this particular project. Now let's go ahead and go to the options. We can do this by coming up to the upper right hand corner of the screen. When we go to this, let's first focus on project settings. This controls the units that are displayed when you inquire the properties of objects or when you add dimensions or measurements in the model. At the top, there are three major default settings. There's metric, US imperial decimal, and then US imperial fractional. You can also manually override each of the specific settings to their precision, as well as the type of measurement or unit that you'd like to use. Now let's go to the General Settings tab. Here we can control a few of the different things such as graphics, whether or not we want to use the DirectX graphics engine or use OpenGL. Also, whether or not we want to have normal UI controls versus tablet control. So if you're using a Windows touch device in tablet mode, you may want to switch between normal and tablet. You can also check whether or not you want the extra navigation controls here, or if you're just simply using your mouse, you can hide those controls. And then also you can change whether or not to enable highlighting of objects in the model. And what this means is that when you roll over different objects in the model, here you can see that I'm not seeing any preview highlight as I hover over different objects. If I go back to the settings and I enable highlighting of objects in the model, now as I hover over the different objects, it shows you a preview selection of that particular item. The model cache directory basically represents a location on your computer or network server where Trimble Connect Desktop will create files that make it easier and quicker to load 3D models after you've imported them into Trimble Connect Desktop. The last setting is that you can choose which language you would like to be displayed in the user interface. Here let's go ahead and switch to Spanish. We can then choose to restart Trimble Connect Desktop so that way we can see the Spanish language displayed in the user interface. Once logged in, we can see that all of the buttons and user interface is translated into Spanish.